Hey everybody, it's Pam, and today we're going to talk about electronics, power, Wi-Fi, and how to carry all that stuff, and security. So first things first, mostly this is all about going abroad, not so much if you're staying local, but if you're going abroad, this is definitely an episode for you. So when I went abroad, I didn't have the luxury of Google Fi, which is Google's new phone and internet everything. So I had to buy all of these little tiny SIM cards. This is gonna fall over and I really don't want it to. But anyways, there are the SIM cards. Stop ignoring, there we go. Maybe you can see them. Okay, SIM cards, great. So I actually have a Google Fi in here from later on. Probably won't be able to see it. Oh, no. Okay, whatever. Anyways, it's a Google Fi card, and I keep them in this little thing. It looks like a business card holder, which is really useful, but and it has slots for them. I never use the slots, they just all got dumped in there. And I used to have a big paper clip because it came with this little tool that I immediately lost, and a big paper clip works just as well. So when you're traveling and you're being a digital nomad and you need all of the power and internet and connectivity you can get, having a local SIM card is really important, but I would really recommend having a Google Fi card because with things like Apple and Google, everything's connected, and so you can have your Google Fi card. You know that as soon as you hit a certain amount, and I don't remember what the number is, as soon as you hit like 6 gigs, I don't think they charge you for anything over that, and that's a month. And I think the totality of that is like $80. So you can use that. You can have that for your phone. You can have that for a hotspot. I had this phone when I was traveling around Europe, and having Google Fi would have been really, really useful. This is a hotspot made by Verizon. It's called a Jetpack. I don't know if you can see that. And basically for this, I don't know if I can do it because I break things easily, but basically, I probably just turned it on. The back just pops off, and you can access the battery, which I really don't care about. I'm trying to show you that you can just pop in the SIM card. Oh god, okay. Battery, it's Netgear, and right there is the SIM card, and it is the Google Fi card. So I haven't used this on all my trips, but I used it on my most recent trip when I was going on a cruise in the Baltic. So I used it when I was in Estonia, Russia, Sweden, Finland, all the places, and it was super useful. So you don't have to go find all of these, internet cafes or cafes with internet and then like lock yourself there all day. You can be in Amsterdam and go to the Vondelpark and you have your hotspot right there. Super useful. To charge all of these things, we talked about having external batteries, which is great. But you have to remember that when you're going anywhere that is not the US, they have their own set of plugs. And so these Scross ones are really awesome because they have all of the adaptability, but are only for Europe. The 2 prongs. So like if you're from Africa and you have a different thing, this is like great for you. I just really liked it to begin with because I knew whatever plug I had would fit into here because like my MacBook, it needed the 3-prong. So definitely super important. I also really like this Targus setup because it pops off of each other. This being the Europe one with the 3. I don't remember what all of these are for, but it's this weird little kit that just snaps onto each other. So really nice and compact. And it's great for when you need to plug in things like your battery for your camera. And your computer and other things. Okay, now, this. And having little USB plugs, also really useful. This is a USB to, I think it's called a micro USB end. And I can have either use this one or this one. And it goes together really, really well. So that's also really useful. All right, now to talk about securing your identity / assets. Assets being money, credit cards, etc., etc. Everybody's heard of the RFID blockers. Basically, it's foil inserted into anything. They have one that they make for your passport because your passport now has a chip in it. They make them for all of your cards. Or you could go the other route and get an actual wallet that holds cards, and there's another RFID blocker in there. So it's really your preference, you know, sticking with your normal wallet and putting these over your cards or getting a different wallet, totally up to you. But I would say it's pretty important because RFID scanners are becoming more and more prevalent, and it's a super easy way to steal everything from you, and that just gets shitty. All right, to hold all of your documents, including your SIM cards. See, I told you I had a paperclip. And all of your RFID shenanigans. I have this neat little planner, can't really call it a planner per se, that I got at a store in Houston. And it's really cool because on the front it has a map of, I have no idea. I want to say this is Venice, but I could be wrong. No, this is Venice. Okay, so it has a map of Venice, has a little pen holder, has a little open pocket back here. This is my airplane ticket from Glasgow to Dusseldorf. On the inside it has tickets, passports, documents, currency. So it has, it's like a little tiny binder, and it has all these tabs that you can pull out and stuff. It's made by Wild and Wolf. Thank you, Wild and Wolf, for this. And you can stick everything in there. So what I did is I had my passport copied and my driver's license copied, and I had copies of them in here, and I also had copies of them in my bag. And then I had extra passport photos because when I was in Florence, or when I was in Rome in 2005, I got literally everything stolen. And trying to find, one, you have to find the embassy. So the embassy for Italy is in Florence. So I had to wait till we went to Florence to get a new passport, and to do that I had to get new pictures, and to do that we had to find a place that took pictures and opened early enough because we had to be at the embassy by like 8 a.m. or something. Anyways, it's a hassle. Keep extras with you so that you have them. This is just a way to keep you safe. And then on to carrying all of this with you. So I know a lot of people say like don't carry a lot or don't carry this or that or whatever. This is a Manhattan Portage bag, like really old, circa high school, 2003. And it is a flap over with a clip, and it's a, I guess what they call a crossbody bag. So, you know, you can wear it like that. I always wear it when I'm abroad. I wear it high up, and I usually actually wear it turned around because there's no pocket back here, and this flap is then against my body, so I can feel if somebody's trying to, you know, undo the clip. But this is a great bag because, one, it's pretty big. It holds all of my things. There, they're all in there. It's not light, but they're all in there. And it would hold my camera, but I'm using it to film, so sorry. So it has, hold on. It has a front zipper pocket, which I really like, and that is something I would use to carry like a copy of my passport, not my actual passport, a copy of my passport. And then my wallet, my phone, and probably my hotspot. The big sort of like bucket area is where I would keep my camera and this thing. And then in the back is where I would keep any stuff that I just like need to throw in there, like tickets or anything like that. Keep it pretty organized. So this is like day to day. If I'm going out at night and I'm just going to a restaurant and I'm not going anywhere else, like just going simple places, I would bring something like this. It is a Coach bag. I realize you're not supposed to be super flashy about what you carry, and usually I'm not, but this is a really awesome bag just in the sense that it's small and it'll hold the essentials. So it has a back zipper pocket here, it has a front slant pocket here, and a top zipper pocket here. Again, I would wear this reverse so they can't access this easily. I'd still feel them finagling with this, but I would put, you know, most everything in the top zipper pocket. This would be like chapstick or something. I like to keep everything really simple and really close. After having things, like everything stolen from me, my first international trip, you learn. There's also running belts. This one has an alarm. I'm not going to pull it because I don't want to hear it. But running belts are really good if you're super minimalistic, and you can, I mean, it holds a good amount. It definitely, it's not going to hold this hunky RFID blocker, but it'll hold my phone and a battery. And then what's also nice about this one is that it has this little port so you can have your headphones, but I know everybody has AirPods now, so it doesn't really matter. And the good old Rick Steves money belt. Personally, I can't stand these. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to get an RFID, like fanny pack, as we call them. But, you know, these are nice for people who will wear them. I won't. This one's an RFID blocking money bag. It's too close and you can't really wear it. I don't like it. But those are the things that to me are key when dealing with international travel and accessibility and power and everything. And I know a lot of people who are digital nomads, like, you rely on the internet. And so I think more and more it's becoming very important that people have that sort of hotspot with them. And I know that all of the phones now have these hotspots and you can turn them on, but what you're not thinking about is that drains the power of your phone. So that's fine as long as you have a power bank. If you don't have a power bank, you should really have your own hotspot, because then you're not draining any power. So those are my security, electronics, carryability, accessibility tips for the day. Thanks, guys.